harmony. Bring balance to the world. Equanimity. Bring balance. Victory. Victory, I rise triumphantly, bringing harmony and balance to the world. Conscious evolution for all. A fractal of self, aligned with self-supreme. In all the world, it's all of me. More to see, myriad and variety. Electrical, magnetic beings, different levels to proceed. Join on in harmony, balance to the world. Self-harmony, maintaining equanimity. Bring balance to the world. Bring victory, I rise triumphantly. Finally, I balance me. After eons of battling ego and greed, all me in every level of being obscured by ignorant illusion dream. All self bow to self-supreme, the master of me, fractal being, electrical magnetic being, join in harmony, self-harmony. Victory, I rise, maintaining equanimity, harmony, and balance to the world. Harmony, maintaining equanimity, balance to the world. Bring balance to the world. Self-harmony, maintaining my equanimity. Victory, I rise triumphantly, bringing harmony and balance to the world. Balance to the world. Balance. Light the candle. Balance to the world. Light a candle. Yes, balance to the world. Balance to the world. This is what we want to do right now. So, balance to the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hail, hail to the primal light. Hail, hail to the true light. Thank you for joining me today. I am Primal Light, prepared for the world, in this body, taking on this form as Auset, Aten Ra. I am the baby self and daughter of the self-supreme Primal Light. I am the liberator, and I advocate for all selves. Hail, hail to the Primal Light. Hail, hail to the Primal Light. Hail, hail to the Primal Light. I bow to you in self, in light, and in truth. Much honor. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for taking the time to join me. Today, I want to talk about what one can do to prepare oneself. What the I and I can do to prepare the I self to meet yourself supreme. This is the most exciting time in all of our fragmented existence. When finally, after eons, we're finally gonna get to know the truth of this existence, get to meet ourselves supreme. This world is being dissolved. A new and balanced world will be built for all the ones who want to rise up and explore the non-dual world. Yes. Hail, hail to the primal light. Hail, hail to the primal light. Hail, hail to the one true light. Hail, hail to the transparent light. Hail, hail to the light throughout the ages. Hail, hail to the light without beginning nor end. Hail, hail to the primal light. Hail, hail to the one true light. Hail to myself supreme primal light. I am so excited. I am so excited. I just want to get out of this dream. This has been a nightmare for I and I. This has been a nightmare for me. Yes. Very great experience. I do not want to repeat it. Yes, because when the self don't know themselves, when the self come in and the consciousness doesn't have its light, sleeping and dreaming is not a very good state for the self. But it's all in the experience and the learning, and I am so glad that it is almost over. We are so close right now. We are so close right now. And so I just want to encourage everyone to just keep steady, steadfast into anchoring yourself into yourself. This fragmented self has been fragmented in so many aspects. You have fragmented yourself, make a baby self called the spirit self, and that spirit self needs to anchor itself into the soul self. This is the mission that everybody wants to be on. Hail, hail to the primal light. Victory, 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 victory. Victory, 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 victory. Yes, yes, yes. Let's listen to this tune. And by the time it's kind of let's start it from the beginning, yeah.
Light a candle.
Balance to the world.
Balance to the
world. Balance to the world.
Light a candle.
World.
By the time it's gonna blow out, the primal light, the self-supreme, triumphantly rise, calling ourselves to be self-harmony. Win this battle, this war with me, cause the time has come to gain balance and harmony over all itself, training ourselves to be self. Yeah, the war must cease.
Yes.
Electrical magnetic harmony.
Balance to the world.
Light a candle. Balance to the world.
Join me in singing balance to the world.
Supreme, usher in the new dawn. Balance and harmony is called. Balance and harmony, join in harmony, non-duality. Primal way to be still in harmony. Say victory, self-harmony, self-harmony, non-duality.
Victory, victory, victory.
Victory arise triumphantly, bringing harmony, balance to the world.
Self-supreme, primal light.
Harmony, maintaining equanimity, bring balance to the
Balance to
world.
the world.
Bring balance, maintain massive harmony. Bring balance to the world. Equanimity, bring
balance to the world.
Victory, victory arise triumphantly, bringing harmony and balance to the world. Conscious evolution for all. A fractal of self, aligned with self supreme. In all the world, it's all of me. More to see, myriad variety. Electrical, magnetic beams, different levels to perceive. Join hand in harmony, balance to the world, self-harmony, maintaining equanimity, bring balance to the world, victory arise triumphantly, finally I balance me, after eons of battling ego and greed, on me, in every level of being obscured by ignorance, illusion, dream. All self, bow to self supreme, the master of me, fractal being, electrical, magnetic being, joining harmony, non-dual harmony. Victory, I rise, maintaining equanimity, harmony, and balance to the world, maintaining equanimity, bring balance to the world, self-harmony, maintaining my equanimity, victory, I rise triumphantly, bringing harmony and balance to the world.
Balance to the world. Yes, this is the mission that Self Supreme is on right now, bringing balance to the world. Balance to the world. That is the mission Self Supreme is on right now. Hail, hail to the primal lights. Hail, hail to the true light. Hail, hail to the primal lights. Hail, hail to the true light. Yes. Hail, hail to the primal lights. Myself supreme. All the fragmented selves. All the selves that's in alignment. Moving into self-unification. Yes, this is what's happening right now. The self is moving into self-unification. Hail, hail. The self is moving into self-unification. And right now, this is what we want to do within the self. You have the self soul as made a baby self, and those two selves must be unified. The self, so if you have already castrated the ego, that is the next step for you. The first thing you want to do, come into self-realization. Then you want to take off this ego cloak that you are wearing. Because remember what? When you came into this dream, what happened? Remember Agent Smith, the mind? What did it do? It took over you, put a cloak of itself over you, and everyone in the world is exploring as the mind being, the mind avatar. So just always remember this. If the mind tried to confuse you, just think of the movie The Matrix, when Agent Smith was going around taking everyone that he encounters, would make them into himself, so they become a copy of him. This is what the mind has done to all the self that came to explore inside of the dream. It took them over and changed them into itself. And everyone is exploring with the mind coat over them. And so, and it entranced them in the sleep, and they're sleeping. This is what's happening to the spirit. And so this is why the spirit self have to wake up. This is why the spirit self does not know that the soul is its real self. Because everyone is in that mind avatar. You know, that ego, false self. Yeah, everyone is exploring as that. I am no longer exploring as the ego, false self. I already castrated that ego and have returned to my real and true self right now. So this is why I know all the steps. Yes, and so you have to do this. This is what the mind has done. Yes, the mind is very devious and very sneaky and tricky. Yeah, so it's very deceptive. So you have to be on your P's and Q's, because this mind is very sick. Yes, this mind is very sick. So, are you getting ready to meet yourself supreme? This is the most exciting time this is going to be for all of us. Yeah. So, some ones are asking me, when is it going to be when the world is going to go into a blackout? And is the world really coming to an ending? And my answer to those two questions is that the Self-Supreme has not told me and will not let anyone know when this is happening, because the mind is very devious and it's always going against the self. So this is why the Self-Supreme will only give me a timeline between such and such when something is going to happen. And sometimes the self might tell me to get me prepared for something, and it doesn't happen at that particular time, but after that time. So sometimes that's how it works. The self, it's hard for the self to communicate, because the self have to use the mind to communicate to me through this same ego. So it does not distort the information, because it doesn't want for me to get the information correctly. So I am always struggling to get a full understanding when Self-Supreme wants to communicate sometimes. So I have to ask the question over and over to make sure that it's the right thing, because the mind is always trying to be deceitful. Yeah. So, yes, it is happening, and the way that I know that, because it's all happening within myself. So if it wasn't happening within myself, it would have been very hard for me to make a good confirmation, because of this duality consciousness is always trying to deceive me. Yes. When it's something for yes, it tells me it is saying no. And when it's something for no, it's saying yes. Sometimes it's tricking me, saying yes and no. Yeah. So this is the problem. So the Self-Supreme just waits and will just bring a thought to me in between when the mind gets busy. So this is how sometimes I get a confirmation. And now that the self is, all of the duality selves are moving and unifying and merging into oneness, we're almost there. So we just have to right now within ourselves face our fears, and which is what the mind is what have fear, because we have been programmed into lies, propaganda that was spread by all of the dualities, the gods and the deities. They spread a lot of lies and rumors, because the mind did not know the truth, and they make up stories, and they also wanted to keep you in a dream And so they was telling lies. So there is no, you don't need to have any fear of yourself or fear of anything, because this is your self, supreme self. You have been waiting for ages for yourself, supreme self. Yeah. So there is no fear that is required. It's just the mind doesn't understand that it's a dream. So the question was, is the blackout, when is it happening? Is it still happening? Yes, it's going to happen. I do not know the exact time, day or hour. I don't know. Is it happening? Yes. It is going to happen. So you just have to prepare yourself to meet your Self Supreme. What's going to happen? The Self Supreme, the Primal Light, Sun light is going to appear when all the other lights goes out. We'll only have the Primal Light, and that is the black sun. So all the light that illuminates this world and all the things that's connected with it will go out. Because that is the fractal suns, the fractal lights. And everything has to return back into self-unification. All right. And so, what was the other question again? Oh yeah, is the world still being ending, dissolving? Yes, this is happening because the duality must end, and what it means is that this dream, all of the selves that are sleeping have to wake up from sleeping. They are sleeping and dreaming, and they have to wake up. This is what it means when the world ends, because we are inside of a dream. The dream has to end for us to get out of this dream. We're going to get out of this dream. Self Supreme is going to wake up all of the selves, and that's going to be the final stages. And then a new balanced world will be created in non-duality, in the light, and not in ignorance and without light. And so there's a lot going on in this body right now. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to have to sit down because I am just feeling a little bit, I'm getting a little bit of fight right now. Because the Self Supreme is working with its opposing self, the darkness, which have a lot of different names, which is call itself the Pleiadians, all those beings, and they are devoid of light, and so this is the reason why they are white, and the Self Supreme, all the non-dualities on that self is black, and because of the whatever the thing is that's within the self that caused it to be. Okay, hold on. Alrighty, so just give me a second here. Let me come back to this.